Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Hey there guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to our Tales of the Jedi Episode 4 review / breakdown video titled The Sith Lord. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hop right on into it. Of course, it should go without saying that there are going to be spoilers ahead for Tales of the Jedi, so if you haven't watched this absolute masterpiece of a show, click off the video now, go watch it, and come back. In this video, we're taking a read from dorksideoftheforce.com. I'm gonna have their full article linked in the description down below as they give us a little bit of an overview and some agreeable, I guess, review opinions here, as I will be also stating my own kind of thoughts and opinions and even theories and speculations throughout this video here as well. Let's go ahead and hop right on into their article on what they have to say as they read. The 4th episode of Tales of the Jedi miniseries is my personal favorite episode of the bunch and fantastic conclusion to Dooku's arc, and I have to fully agree with that full on. This episode was beyond amazing. Every little perfect minor detail in this episode was absolute top tier. It really has this authentic Star Wars feel and blend of expert storytelling, especially when comparing to the Star Wars The Clone Wars animated show and even the prequels early movies as well. Learning that Dooku was present at the Jedi Temple during the event of The Phantom Menace really helps connect us to the movie, and his moment with Qui-Gon is both wonderful and so very bittersweet. It was amazing to see Qui-Gon voiced by Liam Neeson also once again, and this marks the second time he has returned to Star Wars in just the last year, also for Obi-Wan Kenobi. The moment is made a little bit more tragic when we realize that this is the last time the two will ever speak, and Dooku will meet Obi-Wan, but under the very different circumstances that Qui-Gon would have hoped. What also makes this episode exciting is that Yaddle finally gets her moment to shine, speaking from the first time on screen, voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard. She has a strong impact on this episode. She's the secondary character. She provides the perfect foul for Dooku's character and actions in this episode. There is a moment right at the beginning before the title card where Yaddle and Dooku begin to walk in opposite directions. Yaddle walks towards the sunlight, towards the light side, while Dooku walks down a hallway in the shade, the dark side. This is just some great foreshadowing of what is to come, and I absolutely caught this the first time I watched this episode, and I was like, wow, that is way too cool. The moment when Dooku is talking about Qui-Gon by the temple tree was just beautiful. I really love any scene that this tree is in. It's such a physical symbol of what the Force really represents to the Jedi, and watching Dooku spend what likely is his final moments at the temple besides the tree has a major impact. Qui-Guan'S death has shaken Dooku to his core and is honestly his tipping point for his turn to the dark side of the Force. The entire sequence between Dooku, Yaddle, and Palpatine at the works was also just fantastic. I had not expected Palpatine to be in any of these episodes, much less voiced by Ian McDiarmid himself. As always, he provides a menacing character, having to do nothing more but to stand there at the side and speak for his presence to be felt. Yaddle really gets to jump into action here as well, having some great lightsaber duels and action in this episode was very cool to see. It felt very reminiscent of his duel with Yoda in Attack of the Clones as well. Yaddle puts on an impressive display of Force ability, but in the end is no match for Dooku, who puts an end to her life. And with that, he falls to the dark side completely, much resembling Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side when he had finished off and killed Mace Windu. These past 3 and now 4 episodes for Tales of the Jedi have done a lot to make Dooku a more relatable and likable character in Star Wars overall, although if he wasn't already enough. His downfall to the Force and to the dark side becomes far more tragic, and you can't help but think that he might have a good intentions, honestly, and at least in the beginning before he was corrupted by Palpatine. From there, that is where the article concludes, and as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have this full article linked in the description down below for you guys there to check out as well. And I agree with just about everything that they had to say here, and honestly wanted to point out here in this video in their article, so huge shout out to them. I have it linked in the description as I had mentioned. This here is by far my favorite Tales of the Jedi episode, and one of my most favorite pieces of content of Star Wars animation, I think, at that there as well. I mean, everything about this episode was absolutely amazing. I loved every little minor detail and adjuster that they had put in here throughout this overall episode. Really shows the care that Dave Filoni has for overall Star Wars. Of course, I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you guys think here about Tales of the Jedi Jedi Episode 4 specifically, and your overall thoughts and opinions on the entirety of this overall show. Should it have a season 2? What do you like about it? I'd love to hear what you guys all think in the comments down below. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. As always, may the Force be with you. Peace out.